This video will provide you with an overview of the Buzzy Figma plugin, showing how it works and how it relates to your Figma design. In subsequent videos, we'll dive into creating a simple example app, adding more functionality and complexity as we go. In the previous video, you'll have discovered how to find, run, and connect the Buzzy plugin to your Figma account. I've got the plugin connected to my Buzzy account and running in my Figma file here. Note that my account has an active Buzzy AI subscription, but you won't need one to follow this guide. When you first launch the plugin, it will start in wizard mode, basically a splash screen that shows the options available based on its current context. The plugin gets this context from the current Figma page it is running on. Each Figma page can contain a Buzzy app, so you can have multiple Buzzy apps within a single Figma file. You may have different apps sharing the same Figma components and variables in the same file, or you might use a different Figma page for each new version or iteration of a single app. If I switch to a page with an existing Buzzy app on it, the plugin will recognize this and adjust the start screen accordingly. Some options, such as importing an AI-generated Buzzy app, require specific circumstances, but the plugin should tell you what to do. Automarkup is a Buzzy AI feature that will analyze a Figma page containing app screen designs and automatically determine the app requirements and data model. Then it applies the appropriate Buzzy markup to the current Figma screens. You wouldn't use this on an existing app unless you've added entire new screens and sections to your design manually. Check out our documentation and videos for more on this. Now back to the main topic. To really get an idea of how the Buzzy plugin works, we'll switch to Expert or Manual mode. The plugin will tell us how to switch back to Wizard mode, but we want to be in Expert mode for now. Looking at our plugin, we have a series of tabs. They'll be familiar if you've watched the earlier videos where we introduced the Buzzy workspace. The Brief tab contains our app's brief. This is really only relevant for apps which have been created or imported from Buzzy AI. The Data tab houses our app's data model. You can add, edit, and delete data tables and fields as needed. Note that the Figma plugin doesn't access the individual data rows directly. To add, edit, or remove actual data, you'll need to use the Buzzy workspace. The Design tab is where Buzzy markup is displayed. This is simple markup applied to your Figma layers that defines how your app's interface behaves and what data it depicts. This is the main tab you'll be using when creating or editing any Buzzy app in Figma. Select a layer or object in Figma, and its Buzzy properties will be displayed and editable here. Notice that all our Buzzy markup is also accessible via the accordion widget at the bottom of the Design tab. For instance, we can open our Actions panel and see all the actions defined for this app. Clicking on one will take us straight to the relevant Figma layer. Finally, the Publish tab is where you publish and update your app directly to the Buzzy workspace. Unlike other Figma to Code apps, with Buzzy, your Figma design maintains its link to the production app, meaning you can create, edit, and iterate without leaving Figma. In our next video, we'll start creating our own little custom app.